the wide 8 has shown up enough that he's probably bedded on this property sometimes, but it's so small and there's a lot of stuff around it. I'm sure he's all over the place. Yeah. He's on our neighbors, but I think the wide 8 probably is on our property a decent bit. If I had to guess which deer we're gonna see, I would put my money on the wide 8. He's the one. I can't believe that just happened. I need a minute. It's been brutal out here. I've been struggling. We have not been seeing anything. I've been pretty down on the back 40 in my mind recently. And I just was really worried this wasn't going to come together. And I think I just killed the wide 8. Oh man, that was unreal. It's been a lot of pressure trying to make this whole thing work. And wow, I'm a little shook up, a little more emotional than I thought it'd be. Wow. I just went down. Hey man, you feel it getting out of your tree? Because I think the wide 8 is on the ground.
Alright, cool. We'll see you over there. Here it is, buddy. Oh, yeah. I get more excited for other people than I do myself these days, and this is like the tippy top of that experience. Talk about earned. Holy shit. The rut.
It's been a season. It's been a season, holy smokes. That was the buck I really wanted to get a shot at. He's so cool. He is big and old, huge body. Oh, I'm so happy, so thankful right now. There he is.
Go ahead.
I gotta call my wife, FaceTime my son. Daddy just shot a big buck. Yeah, just shot the wide 8.
Wow. Well, that is one of the widest racks I've seen. That is a beautiful rack, Mark.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Big old neck on him. Look how wide that neck is.
Look at
huge
that.
chest.
Everett, look at that. Look at those are antlers. Look at those. A big deer. That is, so you think it's about a 4-year-old deer, 4.5?
At least four or five.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a beauty, Mark.
Yeah.
That is a sweet deer.
So we were sitting, it was like 9:30 in the morning. We were sitting on the edge of the swamp.
Okay.
Hadn't been seeing much. And I was thinking about giving you a call. And looked behind me and I saw a deer run across the ridge on the field. Right away I could tell it was a big buck. It was a big buck, Everett, just like that. And Daddy got out his grunt tube. And I said, bruh. Bruh. Exactly. And he turned and he came running right down to me. And he stopped and he started sniffing in the air. He kind of was getting our wind, but decided that wasn't anything he needed to worry about and came all the way into 20 yards. Stopped. I couldn't shoot because he was facing me head on. I'm fully drawn back, ready to go.
Jeez.
Then he turns and starts to jog away the opposite direction, but there's all these vines along this tree. And there's one hole in the vine. I just went, rah, rah. That stopped him. Yeah, that's what I did. That stopped him and got a shot.
Wow.
Double lung, and he ran across the field and crashed into the fence row. And
so here's the deal. I want to get a deer at least as big as that. Hey, what are you laughing at?
I can't make any guarantees. You won't be disappointed if we don't see something that big.
No. I'm not that picky.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I dream, can I?
You can dream. It was a great day. It was a great day. Let's go get you ready for a couple more good ones.
All right, sounds good.
I'm still riding pretty high after killing the white-8. It doesn't get much better than sharing this deer and this story with my people. 3 generations of Kenyons telling big buck stories, that's pretty damn cool. My dad's here now to hopefully capitalize on what's left of the rut and get a shot at the biggest deer of his life. He's been hunting for 5 decades, but has never killed a buck bigger than a basket rack. Maybe the back 40 has one more story left to tell this season.
So given how few deer we saw growing up, and I think it's fair to say lack of opportunities you've had over the years, coming here, knowing what you know, what I've told you and everything, what are you hoping to get from all this?
Well, I think it's a couple of things. One is I'm just really looking forward to seeing a lot of deer. I love seeing deer in the woods. And I'm hoping to see that big mature buck waltz out in front of us and be able to get a shot. So I've shot 4 deer, I think, 4 or 5 deer in my life. Not that many deer, obviously, and I've gone hunting every year for days and so on and so forth. So
you've gone hunting for days? that much time over the years?
Hey, I'm dedicated. I may not get much, but I'm dedicated. No, so I'm just looking forward to seeing a big, beautiful deer in the woods.
I can't guarantee we'll see a big deer.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee what we'll see. I mean, we've seen some we've seen bucks, we've seen does. We're not seeing a ton of deer, but we've definitely seen some. I mean, we might see a 1.5-year-old buck that's bigger than any you've ever seen. So if you see that, if you see a 7-point 1.5-year-old and you're excited,
no, absolutely, you're right.
Rip.
Yeah, I will. Well, after seeing the buck you took out of here, I'm really excited. I know you guys haven't seen as many deer, but I'm really excited.
Have you ever seen a big buck, like a buck older than like a 1.5-year-old dinker buck?
No, I don't think so. I mean, Grandpa, we have.
When you were a kid, up with Grandpa, I guess.
Yeah, we have.
Because you hunted with him.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the first time taking me out? Do you remember my first time?
I do.
So what do you think, Mark? What do you have to say?
I've never seen anything like it.
From the time first time you went out in the woods, the first story that I described, you absolutely loved every aspect of it. You would always ask Grandpa for stories. We'd sit in the cabin and look across that wall of antlers. We'd tell stories for hours, even at night when we all came back in from the hunt. And, we'd be sitting around the table and play poker, right? The grown-ups would play poker and Mark would sit there and just listen and hear all the stories, and you'd ask questions. And I think that's, from what I can tell, I think that's where your love for hunting and the outdoors really came from.
A lot of good times up there.
Yeah.
I think we need to hit the woods.
Okay. All right, man. Let's do it.
The most unique thing about my dad's hunting life is his greatest challenge. He has a significant visual impairment. It's likely obvious that this has made his daily life much more challenging, but that's why I respect him so much. Nothing has stopped him. For the first morning, I'm going to take my dad to the scrapyard food plot to sit in a ground blind close to the edge of the swamp. This is the same spot where Luke McCulley killed his doe, and it should be a great place for him to get an up-close encounter.
anything comes through here, we'll definitely have a good, clear view of them.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm excited about. I think I'll be able to see them really well.
Yeah. Remember they give me a gun, Buck?
Don't make me laugh. Oh, do I remember that? That was before I had the telescope to be able to see better.
We were sitting in that one ground blind that GP made for us.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking out across, and there's some cedars off in the distance, and I remember spotting a deer walking through the cedars, going from left to right.
Yeah.
And I immediately saw it was a buck. It was the first buck we'd ever seen together.
Yeah.
That I can remember, at least.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
And what did I do then?
Well, I had no idea. You started. You said, Dad, there's a buck. And I looked around and said, I don't see anything. But I looked, and you kept trying, going back to hand signals. Your hand signals weren't very good because they didn't help me. But you kept saying, Dad, he's right there. Mark, I don't see him. Dad, he's right there. And I'm looking at it. It looks all like woods and thicket and just gray, tan stuff to me. Finally, you say, Dad, just give me the gun. I'll shoot him. I
was like 8 or 9 years old, probably.
Yeah, you were.
Just give me the gun.
Yeah.
Give me the gun.
I said, no, Mark, you're not going to do that. Just give me the gun, Dad. Daddy's right there.
Just remember after that hunt, going back to the cabin.
I think you were mad at me.
I wasn't mad at you. Well, I don't know. I guess I don't remember. But I remember telling everybody about it.
Yeah.
Telling everyone you couldn't see the buck. You wouldn't give me the gun. And in the moment, I didn't really realize it. But looking back, I feel bad about it. I'm sure that was. I'm sure you didn't appreciate me telling everyone.
No, yeah. It was funny, especially having your I mean, I should have known. I was in big trouble then.
Ham sandwiches. All right.
I see him. That's a nice rack.
It's a 1.5 year old.
You think so? That looks
5.0.
Oh, okay.
But if you want them,
No, wait, but it looks bigger to me, I guess.
it's definitely like smaller than the buck you killed at Kenyon.
Okay.
Have you ever passed a buck before?
No. Well, the small ones, yes.
You just passed on that one.
Yeah. I think that was the right choice, though.
I think so too. You got definitely a chance to see something.
Yeah.
You're an older man.
Hey, buddy.
Cool.
Feeling good.
Good. Not looking good, dude.
Yeah, I know, buddy. Yeah, I know. Not for lack of trying.
Sorry about this. This makes me think. All those years hunting and getting roving together, never seeing anything. I always thought the issue was the location, but maybe it's us. Maybe. Funny, I was thinking the same thing. I've had fun.
I have to. I have. Hey, you know, it's always a ball. It's always great being with you. Frankly, I learn a lot every time I hunt with you. I learn a ton.
Well, I learned a whole lot from you along the way too, so glad I could try to return the favor in some tiny bit.
This has meant a lot to me. I've really enjoyed it.
My dad's hunting story began as a young child, with early mornings in a northern Michigan swamp, sitting next to his father, waiting and watching for a deer. And 30-some years later, my journey began the same way. We didn't see a lot, we didn't kill any big bucks, but we were writing our own story. Much like his father before him, David Kenyon taught his son to love deer and deer hunting. When I look back on these 2 frantic weeks of the rut, I can add another unbelievable story. And having my dad here for it makes things that much sweeter. This isn't the end. There will be plenty of twists and turns ahead on the back 40. But I imagine killing the white-8 will stand as a high note. The Kenyon family will be looking back on this one for a very long time.